Hey there, YouTubers. Here we go, episode number 10, and this is a special one for me because I get to show off my latest and greatest, which is the MTH SD70ACe Demonstrator. Picked this one up for Christmas, or I should say my wife got this one for me. I had picked it, and she was kind enough to get it for me. She picked it up on eBay. I think we got it for $219. There was some shipping involved in that as well, but $219 is what we paid for it, and it is worth every penny as far as I'm concerned. So before we get into the locomotive itself, let's take a look at the box. I want to give you guys some background information. So here it is. That's the box that it came in. You've got your distinctive black MTH box, which I think looks really good, especially you go into your local hobby store and you see a bunch of these lined up. That's a sexy looking box. What I would say, though, is it's a little bit of a disappointment compared to my Athearn Genesis blue boxes that, like my GP9 came in. You know, the Athearn box was just, just really, really nice. It's almost like a small showcase. And when you open it up, the contents of it, the manual that comes with it is high gloss, exploded parts view, history of the locomotive. Athearn did a really nice job on it. Not so much for MTH. I got a short little beginning user guide, and there were some directions in there that said, hey, if you want to learn more and get the full manual, go up to their website and print it out. So that was a little disappointing. I liked the Athearn presentation a little bit more, a lot more, and I certainly liked the Athearn manual that came with it. It was really nice in comparison to the MTH. But that said, I don't run the box around the tracks, and as far as the manual goes, once you get the hang of it, it's not like I'm in it all the time. So, I mean, if MTH has made the decision to go a little cheap on the box, a little cheap on the manual, and put their dollars into R&D, I get it, and I think that's probably the right decision. So here's what I did. I went ahead and downloaded the manual. It was as a PDF, got it off their website, and I just printed it out, hit it with a 3-hole punch, and put it in a binder. So I'm loving it. And what I wanted to demonstrate to you guys is I've got the function chart here, and you can see we've got F0 through F28. And you've got your features that we're all familiar with: the headlight, bell, horn, startup, shutdown, so on and so forth. And the reason why I wanted to showcase that is, in our hobby, MTH has started quite the little ruckus with their DCS system. A lot of people hate that because it's proprietary. I get it. I understand why. We want to stick with DCC. That's an industry standard. I understand that 100%. But I also can't really fault MTH going their own way to some extent. Just like Apple has bucked the trend of Microsoft over the years. They certainly pioneered some new things in the age of mobility with the, it started with the iTouch, and then you got the iPhone, and then the iPad. I mean, it's a different operating paradigm, and that's what I would compare it to DCS. But that said, this unit is DC, DCS, as well as DCC. And, refer back to this chart. A lot of people say, well, yeah, MTH says it's DCC compatible, but you're going to have issues and there's problems and blah, 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 blah. I'm not having any of these problems. I've got the Bachmann Dynamis, which I've showed you guys before in some of my prior videos. Here it is, and we're going to use it during this demonstration. I only have 20 function buttons, so I'm not going to be able to use all 28. But with the SD70ACe from MTH with Protosound 3, I am able to reprogram these function keys. So for example, if I just had to have brake sounds on and off, which is F26, I could reprogram that to be a lower number so that I could use it on my Dynamis controller. So that's really nice. But let's go ahead and take a look at this locomotive and take a look at some of the features, listen to the engine, and then we'll run it a little bit and we'll wrap up the video. But I think the things that I'd like to do in this video is show off the locomotive, show off some of the MTH proprietary functionality, such as the passenger or freight announcements, idle sequences, so on and so forth. There's a lot more that you can do with DCS that I can't do with DCC, but that said, it is fully functional DCC. I'm not having any issues with it, and I'm really enjoying this locomotive. So let's take a little bit of a tour around it. I am shooting this video with my iPhone 5S, so I apologize, but I am not going to be able to get right down into the minutia. You can see right there on the front, that is a General Motors logo. Not sure if you're picking it up there, but that's about as far as I can get on the detail and resolution with this phone. But you got all kinds of separately applied detail up there. The color looks fabulous. The markings look great. I don't have the snowplow on most MTH units. You've got to add, it comes with it. It's in the box, and I just haven't taken the time yet to add it. But the, it does have the snowplow. It's all separately applied details. The handrails look great. The markings look great. You can see, let's take a look at the cooling fans. I mean, just really nicely done. You got the horn on there. Take a look at the back of this unit. More separately applied details back there. There's that General Motors logo in the back. Just a fine looking unit. Those handrails are solid, and I didn't take the time to weigh this unit, but comparatively speaking to other engines that I have, this thing is heavy. Not only is it heavy, but it just performs really well. It's slow speed start, slow speed operations, just smooth as silk. So MTH did a really nice job on that. So let's go ahead. Let's start the unit up. And there is an extended startup and extended shutdown modes on this. I'm not going to go into them, but I'll talk about them just for a moment. MTH packs in a lot of added sound value into Protosound 3. And what I mean by that is you can trigger crew talk, cab chatter, different things during the startup sequence where the engineers, you can hear them talking to one another, seeing if the track is clear to proceed, that type of stuff. And you'll hear a lot of that during the extended startup and shutdown. But for sake of trying to keep this video under 15 minutes or so, I'm just going to go with the normal startup. So let's go ahead and start this guy up and see if DCC really works. The startup on this is going to be function 3. So let me go ahead and hit that. And there it goes. Sounds great. Very crisp. It's good volume, crisp sound. I'm really happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to look at function 5 is going to be the lights. So I'm going to turn the lights on, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to pick up the lit number boards that MTH offers when I do this with this iPhone. But let me turn them on. And they're on now. I think you can probably make that out. Again, apologies for the poor video quality. That's about as best as this phone is going to be able to do. But the lights are on. I love those lit number boards. I wish Athearn would do that, and other manufacturers. Now let me go ahead and I'm going to put the headlights on. You can see those for sure because they are LED and they look fabulous. And you can hear that I've got the cab chatter turned on. There's particular passenger freight announcements that I can trigger, as well as idle sequences. But then above and beyond that, there's random crew chatter that it'll automatically do. You can turn that off, but I've got it turned on by default. I kind of like it. There's a lot of people out there that slam MTH for this type of stuff. They think it's over the top or, lack of a better word, maybe unprofessional. I don't agree. I think it's a great thing. It's one of the things that attracted me to MTH. And I could, just I could envision myself with, like, maybe if I was doing operations in a large yard, we had a lot of rolling stock that, you know, we had to sort, categorize, and get ready for transport. I think it would be nice to be, you know, turning one of these guys up. And just like they were doing right there, you know, hearing that background atmospheric noise about what the engineers are doing, what the conductors are saying, the preparations that they're making to roll out and get their job done, I think it's nice. So everybody's got an opinion, and there are a lot of MTH haters out there, but I like it. So let's look at its low speed capabilities. I'm going to put it in reverse. And I've got my dynamics set to 28 functions, 28 speed steps. So let's just go ahead and I'm going to give it one speed step. So you can see on my dynamics, that's one speed step. And she is just running smooth as silk right there. Even on this easy track that I have, which is, you know, less than perfect. It's certainly, there's no soldered connections here or anything. It's two little wires going back to the controller, and I got about 50 feet of easy track here. So my electrical conductivity is not the best, but she's running great on here. I'm going to let her come around the turn there, and then bring her to a halt. Change directions, the light should come on. We've got that directional lighting. There we go. Let's go through some of the sounds. Let's listen to the bell. Let's hear the horn. Let's throttle up and bring her around. You can see those ditch lights on there. MTH did a great job on those ditch lights as well. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trigger the grade crossing. And you can see those ditch lights really show their stuff. So there goes the ditch lights. The grade crossing sounds are all automated. Once you trigger them, they just do their thing. Let me bring this guy to a halt again. And now I'm going to go through, if you look at function 4, we got those passenger and freight announcements. And also we got these idle sequences, F13, 14, 15, and 16. So let me go through a couple of those as well. Now, I don't know how well that you can hear that with the microphone off of my iPhone, but, you know, it is simulated crew chatter, so it's purposefully, it's got that background static going on as if they were talking over a radio. Trust me, it sounds good in real life, just not so sure how that's coming across in the video. But let me go ahead and I'm going to do a extended shutdown, which is going to be F18. So again, got my dynamics controller, hit F18, demonstrating that DCC really does work. So here's the shutdown. You could hear the engine knocking there. She's just about ready to shut down. that's it. She's off. Lights just went off. I'll go ahead and I'll start her up one more time, hitting F3, just toggling that through. Just give you a good look there up front. And I'll go ahead, back her up one more time. Got it on 3 speed steps now, so you can hear it. I'll bring it back around again. Rev up. I'm going to give you an example of the dynamic brakes, how they sound. Back this guy back into view again. So MTH did a nice job on that acceleration, deceleration, simulating it. You know, there's no hard stops. Right out of the box, it's already programmed to gracefully speed up, gracefully speed down. The motor will demonstrate that rev up, that rev down very well. They did a nice job on that. So let me shut the sound down. Well, I'll just power down the unit. And I think that's about a wrap, guys. So that's it. The MTH SD70ACe, the Demonstrator, that beautiful blue and silver and white markings on it, the GM logo. It's a beaut, and it runs great, and it's DCC, DCS, as well as DC. It really does work, even on Bachmann Easy Track and Bachmann Dynamics controller. So check it out. Don't be scared of MTH. It really does work. So thanks a lot, and I hope you learned something from this video.